It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see which conference reigns supreme today. It's the New York Giants and the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday night primetime.
From the crossroads of America, we're at the center of Indianapolis, Indiana, as we get a look here at Lucas Oil Stadium. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Personnel is out. Everyone's ready to get this one going. And here we go from Indy. Kickoff taken at the 3. And this drive will start inside the 25. So out come the Giants. Their first drive of the game coming up. They'll be led out by this promising young signal caller. Already a starter in his first season out of Ole Miss.
It's always fun, puts a smile on my face when I see a rookie leading an offense out. A lot of them look like 10-year vets with confidence and poise in the middle of that huddle, in the middle of their teammates. But let's watch his first couple throws. That's where sometimes you can see some of those nerves slipping through.
Headed out right. Now here he goes. They get 13 on the pickup, and it's good enough for a New York first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Catch made, Tyrone Tracy. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Throwing now on first down. Finds his target, Robinson. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. Second and 6 coming up here. He'll throw it. Like a good target, Brock. Neighbors is there. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Giants will have a first down.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. On the handoff, this is Tracy. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They're going play action. Caught by Theo Johnson. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And they get this down to the 7-yard line. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Staying between the tackles with Tracy. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Tracy has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Where you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. They go right back to Tracy. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Following the run, we see he's still out there dealing with some sort of injury. They'll head out to check on him. On 4th down, we'll see Graham Gano lead the Giants field goal unit out. Pretty easy kick here, Brock, just 22 yards. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Gano ready to send this away. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. So now the Colts getting their first opportunity on offense in this game. Bringing them out to 4th overall pick in 2023 out of Florida. A super athlete at quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that when Anthony Richardson came out of the draft out of Florida, he was the greatest all-around athlete we'd ever seen at quarterback. 240 pounds. Running 4.4, jumping 40 inches. He was the envy of defensive ends and linebackers that couldn't put up those numbers. Now, it's taken all those athletic traits and squeezing them into the quarterback position, maximizing all that physical talent to become the superstar he can be.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Gets this one to Pierce. And he gets him around 6 there. Brought down by Paulson Adebo.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
3rd and short yardage here, Richardson. That's caught for the 1st. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Shotgun snap now to Richardson. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And he runs out of bounds at the opposing 45.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Offense executing early. New set of downs at the 38-yard line. Option give to Taylor. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Brian Burns coming up with the stop. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They go again with Taylor. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Tyler Newbin with the tackle.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Complete out to the right. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Play action with Richardson. That one finds Josh Downs. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Taylor now up the middle. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Only a solitary field goal so far as we're through 1 quarter. Just 3-0 is our score. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Lucas Oil Stadium after this. Time for the 2nd quarter here, and the Colts are thinking points. On 1st down, it's Richardson. He's got it! And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Short side option here, he's running left. And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
Man, it is tough to fool this defense with how they just react to these plays, Kate. They held that line, the QB keeper, it gets 0.
From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
And the Colts will try for 3. Out comes their field goal unit. This from 30 yards out. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And we're all tied up now in the 1st half.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. Gray now on the return. And And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Now for the second time this game, we get a look at the New York offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. To throw here on first down. He finds Jaxson. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. They'll run here on first down. And he gets some good yardage down to the 42. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Here's 2nd and 2. That's complete to Darius Slayton. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And he runs this down to around the 12-yard line. Halfway there on first down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Back to the well again. And he will take it in. Touchdown, New York! The Giants take a second quarter lead. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants break that tie and now lead by 7. Gano ready to send this away. Returning it from the 4. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Indianapolis offense headed out for their second drive of the game. And they take over down 10-3 following that score. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
He fires one deep down the left sideline. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Richardson back to throw. Taylor makes the catch. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. He calls for the fair catch and has it at the 22-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Throwing off the play fake here. He locates Daniel Bellinger. And he pushes it up across the 30 before going out.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Now a give on the counter. And they don't allow a lane to form. Defense taking care of that play near the line. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
Fourth down, we're going to see an incredible nickname, one of my favorites in the game, the Scottish Hammer, Jamie Gillen, on the punt. He'll start from the 39. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And the Colts will take over. Now the Indianapolis offense heading out. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Brian Burns coming up with the stop. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Throwing now, Richardson. Down he goes, the Giants got to him. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the 1st down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Indy. It's the Colts. In trouble. It's 3rd and real long here. From the gun, Taylor. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. The Giants using their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Rigoberto Sanchez on the punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 11. No return on that punt. And the Giants are going to take over with a lot of field ahead of them. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Gets this to Jaxson. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And the Giants will have a first down.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says two things in every production meeting. Number one, well, we got to stop the run. And number two, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. This finds Bellinger. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing from the gun here. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got 2nd down.
You know, as a quarterback, you got to give your man enough space to make that catch inbounds. That was off just enough to carry him to the sideline before he could establish possession.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. They'll throw it again. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 26, and it's good enough for a New York first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. He'll throw it yet again. Setting up the screen. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Timeout called, and that's going to be the 2nd for New York. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Setting up a throw. He's got it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Graham Gano and the Giants field goal unit out. This is a chip shot from the left hash. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. He'll throw it. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. We're through 2 here with the Giants overcoming home field advantage. They've got the lead at the break. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. Both these teams ready for the fight ahead. We're ready to get back to it as well. And to do just that, we'll hand it back over to Kate and Brock.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Return starts at the 3. This return makes it up to the 25. Indianapolis getting its offense out there to start off this second half. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Micah McFadden able to make the play. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. To throw, Richardson. The screen pass falls incomplete. Looking for the back that time. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Can't cover it much better than that really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
The Colts are ready for the punt. Rigoberto Sanchez will kick it away. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And a fair catch made without incident just inside the 25. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it's going to be their football coming up. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing now, off play action. Rolling out to his left. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
The best defensive ends in the NFL, they don't need to win sustained battles to get home. Nope. Sometimes, Kate, all they need is one quick move, and they're into the backfield blowing it up.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Another try following the sack. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Malik Neighbors, the one he was throwing for. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He puts some air under this one, deep right. It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
The Giants are set to punt. Has it at the 37. And he's brought down before the return gets far. 58 yards on the punt there. And they're going to take over possession. The Indianapolis offense ready to take another swing at it. So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set. 1st and 10. Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Taylor again. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud cornerback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
And the Giants going nickel, 3rd down coming. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. He's got time here, and he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Punt team on the field. And he'll try to hit this one well. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. No return on this one. It's going to make it out of bounds and across the 25, spotted at the 24. Now here comes the New York offense. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. They'll throw to begin this drive. Connects with Slayton. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Give him 13 on that play. And the Giants will have a first down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
A lot of grass ahead. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Got a man, Robinson has it. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out. Second and 3 now. From the 38. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Off the play fake, he'll throw. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it second down.
I think it's safe to say that without that ball being tipped, we are looking at a big game. It's a missed opportunity to push that offense, but an even better play defensively to deny the throw.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Finds his target, Robinson. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Kenny Moore there to make the stop. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Pass play coming here. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a fourth down.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge game.
The kick by Gonzalez is good. Hold on, though. There's a flag down here. Although, if this is on the defense, Brock, they're probably just going to decline it and keep that make. Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead, and that's going to award their offense a first down. You hate to see this on 4th down for that defense, roughing the kicker, and now they've got a first inside the red zone. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep, and he's brought down for a loss.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
On 2nd and 12 now. He finds Slayton. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. Too much on that, and it sails through the end zone, incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You've got to shake it off and keep on firing.
On 4th down, we'll see Graham Gano lead the Giants field goal unit out. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
Gano ready to send this away. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Here comes the Colts offense now for another possession. And they have tried on occasion to ramp up their passing game, but just nothing has worked with consistency yet, Brock. Might be why they trail near the end of this 3rd quarter.
You sure love teams who excel on the ground, right? You love a physical game of football who can hammer at the opponent, but in today's NFL, it's just impossible to win if you don't have a passing component that's balancing it out. That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave them enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
Straight ahead with Taylor. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Tyler Nubin with the tackle.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's a handoff for Taylor. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. That's a pickup of 9. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
Richardson now on 1st and 10. Warren's got it, complete. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
Well, nothing very fancy about that. That's just a textbook curl route. I think they were running curl routes last century, and it's a play that works a high percentage of the time then, just like it did now.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. A run here with Taylor. And he's brought down after a solid gain on what's going to be the final play of the quarter. That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night. It's the Colts ball. They're down on the scoreboard, but things not out of hand yet. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Here's Richardson. This is reeled in by Pittman. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Second and 3 now. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Taken in by Pierce. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Now a handoff to Taylor. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. First down play nets them 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. That's why they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. Third and a lone yard coming up. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. Picked off by Andrew Phillips.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
So here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. They're up by 2 scores, Brock, but we've got some time left, so they still need to mount a drive here. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 28. Has him on the quick hitter. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. They've got first down from the 31. Here's a throw. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
Wow, certainly found the weak spot in the coverage with that catch. Really goes to show they trust every single player, receiver, running back, in that case, tight end, to be a playmaker in this offense.
And a man is there to knock that away. That one vehemently swatted away. And now they face 2nd down.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
They go play action here. He beams one deep right side. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
I'm just looking at this hourglass of sand, Kate, and realizing there's not much time left for this team. But the only chance they had was to create a sack right there. Give a little momentum to their offense, who now has no margin for error. You got to go score.
They're out now, ready to punt it. It's going to be Jamie Gillen doing the honors. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. On target to Downs. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. On first down, it's Richardson. Put the body on the line for his team. It's a 21-yard gain. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
This is one of those plays you're going to see on tape this week, I guarantee it. Not because of the catch, but because of the effort. Lays out and brings in the off-target throw.
First down throw here from Richardson. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Big catch is made, and he got the feet in too. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with first and goal.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectiveness.
On target to his man Taylor. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Working quickly here. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense is energized following that stick for a loss.
Oh, you hate that. They've eaten up some good yardage on this drive, Kate, and you get down in the red zone, and this is where you really got to stay on schedule. Well, let's give some credit to this defense. They know the job they got to do. Got to knock you back and make this now red zone attempt that much more difficult.
So now, here's third and goal. Richardson back to throw. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
They'll set up here for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Colts get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Gray now on the return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Giants are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. A give to Tracy up the middle. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Here's Tracy once more. And he's brought down after a short gain. Timeout Indianapolis. That's its second. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
2nd down. Probably going to see him kneel it again here. From the gun, it's Tracy. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. They'll get that yard back, but no more. It's 3rd and 10. Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So it's a win for the visiting Giants. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now and that they felt at every major turn throughout the 2nd half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.